Hi everyone, and thanks once again for joining us. This is Love Codings. We're still on our Python tutorial. Today we're going to be talking on tuple in Python. Tuples are simply values that are enclosed in a bracket, as you can see here. We have three examples of tuples here. The first one is computers and phones with two numbers. Second one is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, all enclosed in brackets. So these are different types of these different examples of tuples in Python. Any element can be any value can be enclosed in brackets to form a tuple. Each element are separated with a comma. So these three are valid examples of tuples in Python. You can use a print statement to run this and to display the value on the console just as it is. You can also have an empty tuple like you have here. Just write the name of the tuple and then you put the bracket in front of it. Or you have a tuple with a single element like you have here. Now, how do you access the value in the tuple? Like we said, any value can be in the tuple, but each of the items should be separated by a comma and then enclosed with a bracket. So for instance, we want to get the phone, the element, the item here, phone, from the tuple. How do we do that in Python? We simply do that by referring to the index position of phone. The index position is the position of the phone element in the storage. So for instance, this one here is just a string. F tuple bracket 0 is to get the element in the position 0. But this is the command that gets the item for us. F tuple, that is the name of the tuple, square bracket 0 means give us the element in the index position 0. We have explained all this index position in our videos, in the string video and in the list video. I don't know if you have seen these videos. If you can try to watch them, at least we have explained this more in those videos. So you can use a print statement to get an element from a tuple by simply saying print the name of the tuple, square bracket, the index position of the item you want to access. This one here is just a string that's going to be displayed on the screen just to tell you the item that you have fetched from the tuple. So for instance, if we run this, it's going to give us computers. So it's going to give us computers because it says give us the element in the index 0 of f tuple. And the second one says s tuple square bracket 1 to 5. That simply means give us the element in position 1 up to position 5. But we don't have up to 5 items here, so we can put 4 here. So start from 1, which is this, and then 2, 3, and 4. Of course, if we want to get the value at the end, then it should be the position of that value plus 1. And the position here is index 3. If I want to get 2000, then you should put the value here to be 3 plus 1, that is 4. Like I said, if you have seen our other videos in list and string, you can get the index clearly. But just for those who are not able to watch those videos, to get the item, this is the range operator, using the range operator to get or to slice the values in a list. So what it simply does is to get the element from this position up to the element in this position minus 1. So this is going to get us the element in index position 1 up to element in index position 4 minus 1. So if we can run this, so it's going to give us element in index position 1, which is 2, up to element in the okay, we have up to, I was looking at this tuple, but this have up to 5. Okay, we could have left 5 because I thought we were working on this. So this is 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, this is S tuple. Yeah, I was still thinking about F tuple. Okay, so starting from position 1, that is 2, up to position 4, that is 4, the item in position 4 minus 1, which is 3. So which is 0, 1, 2, 3. So it's going to get us 2, 3, and 4. So this is how to access the values in a tuple, simply by calling the name of the tuple and the position, the index position of the element of the tuple you want to get. So say you want to get 2000, it's in position 0, 1, 2, 3. So it's going to be the name of the tuple, square bracket 3. And if I want to get and all the elements from 0, from the first position up to the last position, I could simply type just the name of the tuple with a square bracket and just a colon, and this will give us all the elements in the tuple. If I want to get from the beginning, system is slowing down. If I want to get the element from the beginning, I could as well write this and then, yeah, without putting any number here, since I want to get from the beginning, then I'll put the number here where I want to stop. So I'm going to stop at position 2, which is here. So I'm going to get from the beginning, because nothing is specified here, it's going to get from the beginning. The same thing, if I put a number here, say 2, and nothing is specified here, it simply means start from number 2 up to the end, because no number is given here to tell you where to stop. So it's going to start from number 2 and stop at the end and get all the elements from position 2, which is this one, up to the last element. That is how to access the values or the elements in a tuple. If you want to update a tuple, that is to replace an item in a tuple, unfortunately, it's not possible to replace an element in a tuple, because tuples are immutable. Immutable to say, that is to say, you can't change the values in a given tuple. So we say you cannot update or change the values of tuple elements. Let's read it. Because tuples, tuples, not tuples. Tuples are immutable. That is to say, therefore, the following actions are not valid. So you can say this. If you say this, it's going to give you an error message. S tuple, that is that's S tuple 0, to replace it with 100. Let's run it. Tuple object does not support item assignment, so you can't assign new values up into any position in a tuple. You can't change the values in a tuple because tuples are immutable. The values cannot be changed. So, but if we look at this one, you can easily put up a new tuple by combining F tuple and S tuple to form a new tuple, but you cannot change the values directly in a tuple. So if we run this, it's going to give us a new tuple of the combination of T tuple equals F tuple, which is this, and it's not giving us this because I never run this. If I run this, select it and run it, it will be on the console. Then it will give that let's run it and see. So if we run this again now, it's going to give us the new value. So it's going to give us the new value, a combination of this and this, and not this former one. Now, how do you delete an element in a tuple? If you want to delete the element in a tuple, removing individual tuple elements is not possible. So all you can do is to delete, excuse me, all you can do is to delete the entire tuple like I've done here. F tuple is this, we'll print the value and then we'll delete F tuple. And after deleting F tuple, there's nothing to print. So if we print the f tuple, it's going to give us a message saying no value as f tuple. So we can run this. So you can see we cannot update the values in the list, that is change each items in the list, in a tuple rather, and you cannot delete an item from a tuple. So you can run this. After deleting, it's going to give us f tuple not defined because you have deleted the tuple. So you can't delete the items in the tuple individually, rather you can just delete the whole of the tuple. Now let's look at the basic operators. So say operations in tuple is similar to that of string. Like I said, if you are able to see our video in string, I think that will be very useful. Except that a new tuple is created, unlike the case of the string where you combine two strings. In the case of the tuple, a new tuple is created. If this were to be two strings, it will combine to form a single string. But if these are two tuples, when you combine them, it becomes a new tuple. So we are using s tuple. We're going to move out this length, talk about length in the functions. So we're going to be talking about length in functions. So now we have these two tuple, talking about the concatenation operator, like we have discussed in Python list and Python strings. You can concatenate two tuple to form a new tuple by simply using the plus sign. So x equals this first tuple and the second tuple. If you put them together using the plus, that's the concatenation operator, is going to give us a new tuple as a combination of both tuples. So if we print this, for instance, it's going to give us a new tuple. The same thing here, the repetition operator, if we want to get this value multiplied, we'll simply use the repetition operator, the asterisk sign, and then we'll put the specify a number for how many times we want this value to be repeated. And like I said in our string and list video, it's only going to repeat the items in the tuple and not the whole of the tuple. It's not going to say high bracket high bracket 4 times. Rather, it's going to say high 4 times in the bracket, in a single bracket. So we can run this so they can see what it looks like. We're going to say high, and not to repeat high in bracket, high in bracket, high in bracket. Just repeat the value in the bracket for the number of times you have specified here. And this is the membership operator to check if a value is in a tuple. So if 3 is in 1, 2, 3, you print I made it. And of course there is 3 in 1, 2, 3, so this value is going to be true. So we can print this I made it because there is 3 in 1, 2, 3. That is the membership operator. It's true for list and true for string and true for tuples. The same thing as the fourth operator we discussed earlier in the list and the string, the iteration operator. You can use the for statement to iterate through the values in the tuple. So you can say for x in 1, 2, 3, this 1, 2, 3 is a tuple. So for x represents all item individually. So for each, this x simply says for each element in tuple called x, each element, to just call them x, even if there are 10 million, 20 million number of items in the tuple, you just simply say for each of the elements in the tuple, that is the x here. For x in tuple, the x here is standing for each of the elements. Print x. So it's going to be printing each of the elements of the tuple. So we can run this. So for each of the elements, so no matter the number of elements you have, and you use this statement here, for x in that number of elements, it's going to print each of the elements as the output. Now we'll talk about indexing and slicing, which is the same thing as we have discussed earlier, assessing the values of items or the elements in a tuple. It's simply by using the range operator or the slicing operator, the squared bracket. So given a tuple like this, this should be brackets, not squared brackets. So given a tuple like this, to get the elements like we have discussed earlier here, where we're talking about accessing the accessing the values in the tuple here. So to get any element, just know the index position of the element, and then you use the square bracket to find the element by putting the name of the tuple, the square bracket, and the position of the element, which it will print out the value of the element in that position. So the same thing here, slicing operator is the same thing as to get a particular or specific element from the tuple. For instance, here we say m2 m tuple square bracket 2 to give us the element in the index position 2. So that is the matrix. Matrix I want to write here. Matrix. This I want to write indexing. So if we print this now, going to give us the element in the index position 2. So just put the name of the tuple, a square bracket, and the position, index position of the item you want to get. So the slicing and indexing is similar like we've described in accessing the values. So like I also said, you can also use a negative number, but if using a negative number, it simply means we're going to access the element from the right. So when I say -2, the first element here from the right is -1 if you're using a negative counter. So you start from -1, -2, -3. So this element we want to get here is going to be my indexing because it's -1, -2. Okay, that's a slicing. So it's also possible to use negative numbers to count, to access the values, or to slice your tuple. So like I said, if you're going to be using the index number, the negative numbers, it simply means you're going to be looking for checking the tuple from the right. So to check from the tuple from the right to see the position, to see the position of the element you want to get. So m tuple -2 going to give us indexing. Okay, slicing. -1, -2, I keep making it, yeah. -1, -2, so it's slicing, not indexing. So like I said earlier, if we say the name of the tuple and then in bracket we put 1 colon, it simply means start from 1 up to the end. Start from 1 up to the end. It's going to get us to start from 1, starting from the right now. If the number here is positive, it means we're going to be checking the a tuple starting from the right, starting from the left. But if the number is negative, then you start checking the tuple starting from the right. So start from position 1 up to the last, because no number is specified here, like I said earlier. So it's going to be starting from 1, which is slicing, and then up to the end. So it's going to give us slicing and matrices. Slicing and matrices. Now let's look at type of functions we have in Python tuple. So we have basically few functions. So we're going to be using this tuples to see how these functions work. So let's just run the tuple to put them on the console, to keep them on the console, so that we can use the values. So they're already here. So the first one is length. To know the number of elements or item in the tuple, you use the function length of the name of the tuple. Use the function length and then put the name of the tuple in bracket. So when I say length, this tuple is to count number of items in this tuple, and that definitely is 3. And the counting starts from the index position 0. So if we run this, it's going to give us 3. And max is the biggest number in the tuple. If we do that for this tuple, it's going to give us 3, but we're going to be doing that for that tuple, which is the second one, and it's going to be giving us C. So we can run this. So these are very basic. We can run this. It's going to give us C. They're very basic, but they're very useful, because when you start handling data, you need all these all these functions and everything we have discussed so far for you to be able to manipulate data. And these are the basic things you need. Just need these data types: the string, the list, the tuple, numbers or the dictionaries, if you know how to manipulate these data types, then that is all, because Python is a very simple language and you can do anything with it. And all you need to know is to know the data type and how they're manipulated, then anything is possible. Now print mean this tuple, the mean is 1. So if I run that, it's going to give us 1. It might look so simple now, but when you want to apply them, you see they're not that simple. Then the last function is to convert a list into a tuple. So it's called casting from one type to the other. So a list here is a list because it's enclosed in a squared bracket. Series, a number of series of items, sequence of our series of items enclosed in a squared bracket, and btuple is the value that's we're going to get after we convert this list to a tuple by simply putting the tuple keyword before the name of the list we want to convert. So a list is this, btuple is a tuple of a list, so convert a list to tuple. So we can use this to show the value. The tuple element of a list is btuple. So we can do this on the screen to see what it looks like. So tuple element, remember this is just a string that's going to be displayed just as it is, the string between the quotation mark. So tuple element, a list, put the list there, you can see the list there, is, put the is there, btuple. Btuple is the value of converting list to tuple, which you have named btuple. So it's going to give us that value at the end of the conversion. Okay, so that is all we have for tuple. So like I said, you can ask your questions. If you're on our Facebook page, you're free to drop your comments, like it and share, so that if you like our Facebook page, you can always get our new updates. And if you're in YouTube channel, as usual, we're expecting you to give us your contributions or your comments. And then if you're on our site, if you're watching the video from our site, we're happy to have you here. Please, you can watch the videos we have uploaded before on strings and lists, and you are free to ask your questions. You can drop your comments also, and then you can give us your suggestions for improvement. We're so happy to have you here, and we hope you have enjoyed our tutorial today. The next tutorial is going to be on Python dictionary, and then after that we're going to be doing the advanced topics. And no, we have other basic topics we're going to be discussing before we go to the advanced topics. So thank you once again for joining us. Hope you have enjoyed our video. Please share the page and invite your friends. Thank you.